Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am back again with Scrappy Tails Crafts, project number 2. So today, again, I'm going to be using one of the foil plate sentiments. And again, in my last video, I had stated that if anybody had that wandering question, I have the Spellbinders Glimmer Foil system. And I was curious to know if these would work in that. So I have the answer, like I said before. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. The only difference that I see, and I'm going to continue to play with it. Now, there is a difference in the plates. You know, the finish. I mean, I don't know what the difference is, but there's something within these. Again, they're both equal here. But I like the effect I got here. So the difference between when I'm using it in my other videos, and depending upon the cardstock, I always play with a cardstock shim in between the cloudy shim and the clear plate. So I always play with that depending upon the cardstock that I'm foiling on or whatever I'm using. So I found for using Desiree K cardstock and this plate, I did not need that cardstock shim in between, and I got a beautiful result. Okay, so yes, it does work. Woohoo! All right, that was a long drawn out thing. We are going to focus on these sets. For those of you that have seen my videos before, or if you're the first time, when it comes to holiday cards, I love ornaments and poinsettias. I could just do those cards all the time. Different versions, different ways of layering, and so forth. So I wanted to use this die here because I think it's a beautiful shaped ornament with the cutouts. I'm also going to use this die here from the holiday frame. I'm going to use, of course, the gold piece for the top, the bows for the top. I'm going to use this little poinsettia up here as well. And that's what we're going to focus. Our card today is going to be a slimline type card. And let's get to it. All right, so let's get started. Now, I am first going to apologize because this video gets really out of whack when it comes to the lighting. It's going to get really bright, and if I try to deaden that brightness, I lose the image. So I just apologize now. I'm still working through this and not doing a good job, so I think I'm just going to go back to the old setup because it worked. Okay, so again, please, no nasty comments. I implore you. I get it. Okay, so let's start building our card. So as you can see, we're doing a slimline. I have one of the tonic satin, it's called Scarlet Opera, I believe, as the backdrop, and I've cut out the inside. Now, what I also did when I put my panel on top of that, because when I make a slimline, it's 3.5 by 8.5, I put other pieces of cardstock in that center to cut out. This way, it won't dip down. Even though it's just cardstock on cardstock, it will dip down, okay? So that's what I do to keep that even. I'm using this one ornament here, and I've taken the red and offset it. So you can see now the brightness is coming in. I'm so sorry about this. I offset the ivory on top of the red, and I put a piece of gold mirror cardstock. I'm using my Spellbinders reverse tweezers in the back there to just hold on to these until these two mirror cardstocks come together. I love the Spellbinders mirror cardstock, but it is double-sided. That's why I love it. But glue just makes it slide all over the place, and it takes a little bit to grab hold. I'm using now one of the ornaments from the A7 Festive Garland Cover Plate die set. So you can see I cut a circle, and then I have 2 layers of the outline, and now I'm putting in the center. So I have that background circle so that I can put my inlay die cuts that I want for above and below the poinsettia. Now, some of you could say, but Des, you cut the circle in ivory. You had that there already. You're right, I did. But I'm raising up these other pieces. I'm creating a curve and putting one double-sided foam square so that it'll give it the illusion of roundness for that. I also use the poinsettias, the individual one from the same die set, and I cut that twice out of the same maroon that I used from for the large ornament there that's still drying. And I'm just layering those. Again, creating my own dimension just by creating layers and turning them slightly to making them off shift. I use the gold metallic to cut my topper, and again, even though it's cardstock on one, it still has mirror on that other side, so I am going to use my tweezers just to hold this in. And I'm also using these awesome bow strings, but I want them to come from the top. So yeah, I got to make things difficult. So look, double the adhesion with the reverse tweezers. So again, I apologize. You can see it's just getting worse and worse as we go when it comes to the video quality. So again, guys, I just apologize. I couldn't refilm this because literally on the day, on Friday the 13th, it's always a bad day for me. Something always happens, and I think I do it to myself. I lost my computer. My computer actually died, so it's limping until my new one comes in. So I just could not refilm this, and I would have, but I just, wow, that is so bright there, but I just couldn't because of the time frame that the new computer was coming in. I couldn't rest assured, so I needed to make sure that I had these set by the 14th, so I'm limping. So guys, I'm just so sorry. But yeah, Friday the 13th, it proved itself to me again. For the past couple of years, it's been okay. So you can see I'm creating another one. If you could see it in the blindingness of the of the lighting that I have there. But I will say, while I know I said I'm figuring it out, by the time this films, I have figured it out and I know exactly what I need to do. So yay me. It only, for some reason I was doing really well, but I tried these different settings and I should just stop. Okay. So here's where it's really going to get bad because of this panel coming in. So now I'm going to take all three of these ornaments and wow, that is just bright. That's even hurting my eyes. And I'm going to layer them going down the panel. Okay. So I want the large one to sit in the center. Now I should have put the burgundy on the top when it would have helped in the filming, but it also would have helped this to stand out. But I really did like that burgundy in the background to create the shadow, because these are the two ornaments that I do want to pop off the page, to kind of be that focal point. So I want that ivory one to just sit in the back. So, and to do that is it almost looks like it's cut out on that panel. Because you can see, I'm not adding, while I added the double-sided foam squares to the two smaller ones to make it look rounded, I'm not adding any dimension to the top ornament. So there's only going to be one ornament that's propped up, and that's the one that's on the bottom. This is another technique that, again, you've seen me prior do when it came to the creation in another video. So just take your glossy accents, or if you have a clear glaze, and paint over your image, especially when it comes to holly leaves, because they have that shiny film, and it dries quick. You don't have to wait for it to dry forever. So it's an easy way to get that glossy shine. You can bet I'm going to be doing this on my sentiments. Yes, because I do like my sentiments to have that glossy sheen. Why not paint it on? Just make sure that you immediately rinse out your brush when you are done, or else you will ruin your brush in a heartbeat. So you want to make sure you rinse it out, get that out of there, and then continue with your card. I am going to put the sentiment that you can barely see because of the awesome filming here inside my card. I did not want to not put that on there, but I didn't want to put it on top of all of this awesome work that we did. Again, we put a lot of work on the front of our cards, so I don't want to, you know, hide that in a way. So to help to make that center ornament, let people know, hey, I'm here, is I added a couple of the greens that I had cut out and didn't use in the previous card, and set those, as you can see, on top of that. And then that also helped to secure down that piece, that gold piece coming off of the other one, because I was not going to cut foam pieces that size. So they can just be intertwined into those holly leaves. I am adding my favorite stickles. I love stickles. I think they are great. And the Nouveau Dream Drops. I'm going to come in with my Spectrum Noir and just add a little bit of shimmer to that poinsettia to help make them stand out as well. So I've got a lot of sparkle and I've got shine. And we've got the entire front of our card set with the inside with the sentiment. So again, I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you were able to see some of the techniques that I put on the card. And again, I do apologize. I'm going to stop playing with it and just go with what I know and what works. But again, I do hope you enjoyed it. Again, this is my second project for Scrappy Tails Designs. And please make sure you go to their blog. I'll have all that linked down below along with the products that I used, and also identifying if they are affiliates or not, to have some transparency. But I do encourage you to go to the blog. They do blog hops. There's some wonderful creators there in the team to make sure that you check out what they are designing with these products as well. Okay, have any questions? Make sure you leave those down below as well. Continue to enjoy, have fun each and every day, but always remember what's most important to me. Always be creative. Until next video, guys, take care.